All right, so what we're going to do here is try to solve some equations that are in factored form. So we're going to try to solve, in standard form, and then try to solve when there's zero by putting them back into factored form. So before we formally learn how to do this, what we're going to do is just pick a number between 0 and 10. So I'm going to plug in x equals 2. And then I have to evaluate that expression. So if I substitute in 2 for x, I have 2 squared, and then minus 2 times 2, and then minus 35. So 2 squared is 4, and then minus 4, and then minus 35. Well, 4 minus 4 is 0, and 0 minus 35 is negative 35. So x equals 2 is not a solution. So what I want for you to do is just have between you and your classmates, pick some other values and find some values that make 0. So what I'm going to do is pick one that I know is going to make 0 here. So I'm going to try, well, what if I picked just kind of going to work here. So if I'm looking here, I need factors of negative 35 that are going to add to be negative 2. So we talked about factoring this, and I'm going to draw like a little picture because this is what we're going to be doing in the lesson. But here's where we're going to go. I know that the standard form goes inside the rectangle model. So x squared would go here. And then my number, negative 35, goes in the lower right. And I'm looking for factors of negative 35 that are going to add together to be negative 2. So I'm just going to write f of negative 35, and I want them to sum to negative 2. So if I just write down some factors, if I have negative 7 and 5, negative 7 times 5 is negative 35, and negative 7 times 5 is negative 2. So if I put negative 7 here and 5, in factored form, we could write down x minus 7 times x plus 5 is equal to 0. Now, if you remember, we use the zero product property. So we know that x minus 7 times x minus 7 equals 0, and x plus 5 also equals 0. In solving both equations here, x could equal 7 and x could equal negative 5. So in picking our whole number between 0 and 10, x equals 7 would work. So let's verify that. So again, x squared, we can plug in 7 squared. And then minus 2 times 7. And then minus 35. So 7 squared is 49, minus 14, and then minus 35. What I'm going to do is do the minus 14 and the minus 35 first. And then that's going to make 49 minus 49, which would actually give me 0. So we can see that both of those are solutions.